R2-D2, Your Highness.
Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review. Today I'll continue with the R2-D2 build, and we're on issue 56. So let's look at the parts and the instructions. So it looks like we received some work parts for the dome panels and the left foot parts. And the first 7 steps are to install one of the dome panels. Here are a couple of them that we received with this issue. And then we have the left foot casing that needs to be installed. And of course it gives us a preview of what's next in issue 57. So I hope to give you guys updates with the R2-D2 every Sunday. Getting close to finishing up with this. I know there's 100 issues that go along with this. I have all the parts on hand. It's just a matter of building them and videotaping them for you. So let me get the parts out and I will be right back. We'll assemble this issue, and at the very end I'll show you the rest of the magazine. And here's the parts pack for issue 56. This is how they come. So we receive, you can see we have part of the leg here and some of the parts for the dome. I'll take these out, we'll get a closer look. Alright, got everything out of the pack there, and here's a close-up of what we have. We have the dome panel, DP18. We also have another dome panel, DP20, and we have some 3M tape, and that's a double-sided tape that's going to hold the panels inside the dome, as we've done before. We have the power bus cable mounting plate, and the lower foot casing. The lower foot casing is made out of plastic. That's what it looks like on the inside. You can see a lot of stuff mounts to it, some of the sensors and stuff. And then this right here is also plastic, the power cable mounting plate. But the dome panels, of course, are metal. Very nice. And right there also. Alright, let's get started. And of course we need to get our dome out that we got from issue 51. And I keep mine basically how it came, even though I've already installed some of the dome panels on this side here. So that's how I keep it. So we'll go ahead and take this out. And get it ready to use here. There it is. So it looks like we use this right here, and it's going to go in on the back side with our double-sided tape. Just like that. And I also, from past assemblies, once I got it on there with the double-sided tape, then I take my Scotch tape and I reinforce it with the Scotch tape, and that'll help hold it in place even better. Alright, so let's get started on this. Alright, so they gave us 3 strips of 3M double-sided tape. So we're going to turn this over, and that's actually going to go in on the inside here. So we take this tape here and we peel it. And the first piece goes in the middle. And trying to center it as best as possible, and then press it down. The next piece goes on the bottom. Take the tape off, and that goes as best as we can on the bottom of this. Try to make it so you can see. I'm going to use some tweezers here to line it up and then press it down. There we go. And one more to go, then it's going to go on top. More there. Good. Alright, that's lined up. Now, we take our tweezers and we peel off the back. There's one. And you can just see it kind of shines when it comes off like that. Of course, you can find tweezers similar to this. They're Tamiya makes a really nice pair. This is what the Tamiya look like. They give you the flat ones, the straight ahead flat, and they also give you some curved ones, which are very nice also. Of course, you can find those on my Amazon store. And now we want to put our panel on. Okay, so I think I'm just going to flip it over. And the panel's going to go on much like that, and that looks like perfectly in there. That looks good there. And I'm going to take my Scotch tape put some tape on top, like that. Smaller piece on the bottom. There we go. Perfect. And that's just going to give it some added reinforcement there. So that looks good. And we have one more panel we need to put on, and that's going to be right beside the one we just did right here. So we'll flip it over and we are going to put tape on it. Two-sided tape once again. So we need to peel this. And of course it's going to go on top and bottom. Top there, and on the bottom here. Just like that. Take our tweezers, peel the backing off. Look at your panel. It has a narrow top and a wider bottom, so that's going to translate just to the front. So maybe it's easier to do it on the other side like I've done before to line it up. So that's what I will do. I will line this up. Yeah, that's better. Because there's a small edge that goes around that. See that on the side camera there? There we go. Same thing. We'll put some Scotch tape on this. One on top. On the bottom. just reinforces it. So that's good. Alright, so let's move on to the next steps, which will be the leg parts there. So I'll be right back. Alright, so we take our leg assembly from stage 55, and that's this right here. Looks fantastic. Okay, and we're actually going to mount the cover, or casing as they call it, onto it. And it simply goes on the back side, just like that. Show you again. Okay, so you can see that notch cuts out, goes into this little notch here, just like that. Flip this over. Now we need to get some screws. They're going into plastic, so I believe the screws are black. And here's my box full of all my screws there. 2x3 black 6mm self-tapping screws. That would be them. So we have 2 holes that line up here. And one goes right there. Put that one in. One on the other side, right there, and going in really good. Okay, so that is in there. See how that looks on that side. All right, and the last thing we do is we slide this bad boy in right here. This is the power bus cable mount, and I think it only goes in one way. There's a wider flat edge and then a skinnier edge on this side. The wider, of course, goes on top, I believe, and it goes just like that. That looks good. I am going to go ahead and glue it. This is ABS plastic, so we're going to use ABS glue for this. And of course you can find ABS glue by Tamiya on my Amazon store. And it's just going to need just a little bit. And I'm just putting it along the edge. You could use super glue if you want. Super glue really isn't permanent, so if you know you need to take the piece off later on, super glue would do that for you. This is more permanent, the ABS. And there you go. So, and that's all we do for issue 56. It was a lot of fun. Continuing on with this build, and like I said, I'll try to come back every Sunday with another issue. So I appreciate everybody who's been watching and following along with this build. I know it's been a while. Work definitely had me busy. My job has me on the road normally 60 to 70% of the time, but that has definitely slowed down during the pandemic. So after I say goodbye here, we'll go ahead and show you the magazine in full here at the end, like I've been doing all along. So if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm getting close to 20,000 subscribers. Every subscription counts. When you subscribe, that also tells YouTube what you're interested in, and they will, give you recommendations on videos that are just like my content, and it helps you out. So remember to also hit the bell for all video notifications. With that, happy modeling everybody, and take care. As promised, here's the magazine for issue 56. We'll open this up. And once again, the table of contents gives us Building the Galaxy, the Droid Directory, and Understanding Robotics, and of course the instructions for building this kit. First article here is the battle at the Sarlacc pit, which was actually, they say it's filmed here in Buttercup Valley, California, which is actually Yuma, Arizona. So I had no idea. I live in Arizona, and when this was being filmed at the time, I had no idea that they were doing that out there in the desert. So that's pretty cool. And great articles here talking about that, the scenes, and real life actors doing their own stunts and all that with this. Of course, the sand gets everywhere, and I know that from being in a desert storm. I brought home a lot of that sand with me without even knowing it. And get into some of the animated portion of the series. Professor Hyang, the Jedi Order. Very cool there. Nicely illustrated, lots of cool pictures here. Great articles to read there too. And Delivering Robotics, which I just purchased my first drone, which is a Mavic 2 Pro, and haven't used it. Haven't had a reason to use it for this channel. I do have a Jeep channel. I want to use it for that, but you can find that on my homepage, a link to my Jeep channel. But anyways, this is pretty cool. And of course, then we get into the instructions, which I showed you earlier, and of course a preview of issue 57.